Hey, I'm a French illustrator in the Netherlands, and here's what I've been up to lately. From drawing to making merch and holidays. So as you probably remember, I'm really trying to focus on making wood engraved pins that I paint, and so this is one of the latest designs. Usually the way I work is I have a little sketch that I doodle in my sketchbook and then digitalize on Procreate, to then send it to the Extral Creative Space program to then cut it out. You just saw me make those little laser engraved jellyfish from SpongeBob and these Error 404 Fox Not Found little pins. And so to get these little burn marks off before painting them, I sand them. And I have quite a big pile, so let's do that. I'm gonna put myself a little show on my iPad in the meantime.
She's talking about finishing seams. She's like, I'm gonna teach you the traditional way. And then a bunch of learning is about like figuring out what works for you. And I like that she's like, take.
So I'm in the middle of translating all my little signage for when I do conventions in French, because I'm having 2 conventions in France, and we're realizing that the most likely thing to happen is that we stay in France for a while, so I'll be doing more and more French conventions. So let me show you how I make those little signs. So I just printed this paper that is monochrome with all my prices and what those items are, that I put inside of a lamination sheet that will be going into this. It's just some random laminator my boyfriend had. It's not the best one, but you know, it does the job. I personally really like laminating my signage because I find that it makes it much more durable and I don't have to remake signs so often. And also what I like doing is I do those little signs for, you know, like X amount left. Since they're laminated, I can actually really easily write on it. No, it's not straight. It's fine, despite it not being straight. So like for those, it's, you know, X amount left in French. I can just take some random pen and write on it, and I can just like erase it very easily. I also obviously just bring random pieces of paper in case I, you know, didn't have time to think in advance of what I'll need to make a sign of, so that I can just write it on the go as well. So at this point I realized that I can actually use my lino prints to customize my t-shirts. So I bought a bunch of clothes from a secondhand shop that's really cheap to try and give them a nice second life. So I start off with a first attempt using some like fabric paint. As you're gonna see when I peel, it didn't work out great. The white really wasn't showing up well at all. It was very pale and not opaque enough. So I just went back in with some acrylic paint and fabric medium this time, and it worked so much better. The reason why I'm mixing fabric medium with acrylic paint is that, yes, acrylic paint will hold on your clothing. However, it will dry out in a very rough texture. It's not very comfortable. It might also crack with time because it's so dry. I've heard that you can also use fabric softener as a fabric medium. I haven't tried it yet, but it would be a much cheaper alternative. Because as we all know, art supplies are expensive. I also bought a new roller for putting the ink onto my lino cut, because the one I previously had wasn't flat at all and it wouldn't roll the ink evenly throughout the surface. And I actually bought a roller that is made specifically for fabric paint, because the texture of fabric paint or like acrylic with fabric medium is not at all the same as the texture of your, you know, regular lino print inking block paint would be. And I actually really liked it. Hi there! I have finally changed my hair and dyed it again because it was getting washed out greeny and driving me insane, frankly. I've also shaved the sides again, and since tonight we're gonna go to a restaurant with a friend, I thought might as well do a little bit of makeup. Also, I recently splurged in buying a Stanley cup like all those American moms, but let me explain. I have a problem with sodas and drinking way too much, and I was there like, I need to find something to keep me some fresh water all day long and that has an obscene amount of capacity for the water. I used to just use some mason jar that had like a tin cap and like a straw, but it would get rusty and all disgusting and the water would get warm. So it wasn't ideal. So if you're like me and you have problem drinking not enough water, I recommend this. Especially when you work from home because like the size isn't a problem. Anyways, I wanted to share with you guys a couple of things that I printed recently. I have made an A4 laminate print with like ponyo and it's like sea flavored. I once again did like a sort of frame with like water and everything. So I printed quite a large amount, hoping that it will sell. And how can I preface this? I have been obsessed with the game Ace Attorney recently. I'm playing the trilogy. I finished the first game, I'm moving on to the second game, and I'm loving it. Do I need to give words to this? So we have Miles Edgeworth and Phoenix Wright having little bromance moment because like, duh. And it's written, be gay, solve crimes. So yeah, those are gonna be A5s. I still need to cut them, as you can see, and I'll sign them on the back. Initially, when I did the drawing, it was supposed to become a sticker, but when I drew the characters, I realized that I added so many like little details, and since it's like 2 characters and everything with the text, I was scared that as a sticker it would become way too small and not legible, and that would be a shame. So it became an A5 print. I'm not sure of how that one will do because I find that it's probably very niche, but I'm happy to have them. So what I'm gonna be doing right now is I'm gonna be cutting these in half so that we have the A5s, sign them, and then I need to edit some photos for Etsy.
Donc aujourd'hui, on s'attaque à une vidéo. Et aujourd'hui encore, je n'ai pas la bonne réponse et je n'ai pas la bonne...
I came back from a little holiday with my mom, and now I'm back to working. Little side note, during my holiday, my mom bought me these porcelain earrings that I find so pretty. I'm preparing for a market that I'm having this weekend. We are currently Tuesday. I needed to make new sticker packs, especially for the frogs and pigeons, because I was running low. But I needed to print the packaging again, but I was just really hating it and not liking it anymore. I figured, you know what, it's a sign to finally change it and make it look like what you want. So we have the new one. Like, it'll be folded right here, and it's like a little like computer tab, so that's nice and fun. So I'm gonna cut this out, and also printed some badges that are new. And we have the pigeon no thoughts head empty right here, and we have the bird person badge because I have a series of cat person and dog person, and I realized I was missing, you know, birds. So that's for that. Let's get cutting. Also, I realized I haven't told you, but it is official. We're moving back to France early June and thus leaving the Netherlands. I'll be definitely missing this place because I loved it so much. But I really do think that in the future we'll be coming back to the Netherlands because I absolutely love this place. So for a little while we'll move back to my parents in the Paris suburbs until we find our own place and to have things settle down as well and everything. So we'll see where all that brings us. So as I'm talking to you right now, I have moved back in France at my parents, and I am so tired, but also so happy to be back here. I get to spend time with my family, I'm going to be able to see old friends, make new ones, etc. So this video did take me a long time to make, but I'm sure you'll understand that I did not have the time to do that. I've done my first market of June, the drag market in Paris, which was amazing, with the public, the queens and kings that were there, and it was so much fun. And I'm actually about to leave tomorrow to do my other convention, so I don't want to drag this video on for too long. I've basically said all that I have to say, and I really hope you like it. And I have one last little announcement to make, and it's that my shop will be definitely closed from Etsy. I'm leaving the platform to open a shop on Squarespace. So I'm making my own website, but I still have a couple things to figure out, especially with the complicated shipping. But I do think I'll manage to get it open for the month of July. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you around. Bye bye!